Man, if that wasn't the biggest win of the regular season so far, I don't know what is. That could have been smoother. Which, is something I could also say about this game, but you know what? It doesn't matter because Bruins fans, it is time to hug it out because that is a 4-3 victory over the Florida Panthers. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. Now, before going into this game, everybody was concerned. Everybody was massively concerned. After that game against Philly, where it was clear that the Bruins were playing down to their competition, nobody felt safe. Nobody felt safe, and especially going against a team who is one of like 7 teams tied for second place in the entire NHL. Well, you gotta be wary of your competition, especially down the stretch. But never fear because analytics are on our side on this one. Now, according to Bees Memes in parentheses is powered by Friendship at Big Bad Bees Memes on Twitter. This is a rebuttal to the complaint that the Bruins are inconsistent. I'd argue that they've been the most consistent team in hockey amongst playoff teams. The highs aren't too high, the lows aren't too low. Steady point streaks followed by shadow dips in play. You know what they are. You just like complaining. Now, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent, but I swear to God this is related.
Hello, we're on my phone now. For the past week or so, the area of Massachusetts that I'm in right now, Bristol County, has had a flood warning. Now, this is a little bit concerning. I mean, for God's sakes, a flood? Floods are incredibly destructive. They can ruin homes, businesses, lives, families. They can ruin so many parts of someone's life. But like for the past week or so, it's been pretty bone dry. But the computer, the analytics, the metrics all say that there is a flood warning in effect. So you know what? We're gonna trust them. Except we're not gonna trust them. We're gonna make sure that they're right. We're gonna take a little bit of a field trip, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna go outside. I have my drink. I have my hat. I have my Bruins sweater. We're gonna go outside and we're gonna try and see if we can't find some rain because it's a flood. So it's supposed to be raining. It's kind of supposed to, that's kind of how it goes. Even though I have a bum knee and a bum hamstring, we're taking the stairs because if it's a flood, the power could go out, and we don't want to take the elevator to and potentially get trapped. Also, because one of the elevators in my dorm room has been broken for like the past week or so, and for some reason, maintenance just forgets to fix it. All right, so we're outside. You should be seeing a bunch of rain and. Weird. What a thunk it. It's barely fucking raining. Like it is misting, maybe. It is barely raining, but it's not like a fucking downpour, like you would expect from a flood and warning. Excuse me, you there? Is it pouring out right now? Thank you. Even that random guy that I was talking to, even with all of the analytics, all of the metrics, all of the stats saying that it's a fucking downpour, even just a fucking nobody can see with just the fucking eye test what is right in front of them. Like, I know they can be useful to some extent, but don't try to fucking delude yourself with by trying to cope and say, oh, the Bruins are doing well just because the stats say that they're doing well. They're playing like garbage. I'm gonna finish my beer and then we'll continue this conversation upstairs back in my room, okay?
And you know who agrees with me on this? Monty! Jim Montgomery agrees with me on this. In a moment that is now being kind of infamous among Bruins Twitter, Jim Montgomery during warm-ups on Monday morning was pissed off to where he's flat out said to the entire team, "Wake the fuck up," and made everybody do bag skate. Which, for those of you who don't know, bag skate is basically when you are skating back and forth over and over again. It is one of the most menial tasks you could do during practice, and it is essentially forcing your players to do it is essentially a little bit of an insult. Kind of saying you are not doing well enough. This is a punishment. And furthermore, an oppressor to WBZ a little bit later that day, Monty would end up saying, "I hated the way we finished the game in Philly on Saturday. It was a good hockey game. It was playoff intensity, had physicality to it, and I don't think I've done a good enough job of teaching the details and game management that we need." Now, crucially, left out of that paragraph was the fact that Monty had also said that he hated the way that the Bruins started practice, which is kind of to be expected when you're forced to run bag skate less than half an hour into practice. But what's also crucially missing from that is the fact that Monty is correct. Oh my God! Like I said, if you saw that game on Saturday, you saw a Bruins team playing down to its competition, and considering that this is a team that is essentially vying for a top spot in the entire NHL right now. Oh. Can people stop doing that? Considering that this is a team essentially vying for a top spot in the NHL right now, well, why play down to your competition? Why play down to your competition when you know that you're in the thick of a heated race is to the top? And as one last aside, to anybody who is actually saying that. Who is actually looking at those comments and saying, Monty's going too hard. Oh, he's not a good coach. Oh, we need Cassidy back. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, please. Stop talking about the Montgomery to Cassidy comparisons. Full disclosure, I think Cassidy knew that he was done at the end of 2022 and was absolutely phoning it in Game 7. That last 10 minutes of Game 7 in the Carolina series was abysmal. It was terrible. Nobody on the ice cared because Cassidy didn't care. But at least until the last minute, which, by the way, it is still a little bit surprising that last minute goal that David Pastrnak scored in Game 7 was the only 6-on-5 goal that the Bruins had scored all season, which kind of just showcased that team did not have the energy to fight back. Like bad series, and coach reasonably got fired for it. Now he's doing well in Vegas. So it goes. Who cares? We have Montgomery now. And if you're genuinely thinking that Monty is on the hot seat, you're stupid. You're stupid. Like, I don't know how else to tell you, you are stupid. Because whether or not I'm frustrated with Big Bad B's memes over that tweet, they're kind of right. Like it or not, the Bruins have exceeded their expectations this year. Like, we go into this season in having just lost two of our two franchise centers, Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci. We lost every single acquisition we made at the trade deadline, and on top of that, we lost one of the best guys in our middle six in Taylor Hall, and we also lost one of the biggest voices in our locker room in Nick Foligno. Oh, for basically nothing. Which by the way, me and Mitchell, fantastic get. I'm sure that he is doing wonderful. I know it was a cap dump move. I shouldn't be too frustrated with that. I am happy that we signed in Riley Duran though. Riley Duran, I am pretty happy with. I hope that I mean, he is a guy that you can reasonably expect to make it up here within a little bit. But I've rambled on a little bit too long. Point is, after a record-setting season last year and exceeding all expectations this year, if you think that Monty's going to get fired after this year, you're stupid. Now let's get into the actual game. I started off saying that after that Monty press conference, there was one of two ways that the Bruins were going to play this game. They were going to go in their gangbuster style and absolutely play the doors off of Florida, or they were going to get absolutely caved in. And unfortunately, in the first period, the latter was true. We got scored on less than a minute into the game, and Evan Rodriguez decides to get in Swayman's face. And now look, I'm a little bit frustrated with Swayman. Swayman has not had a good past few games. He's been, let's just say it, Swayman's been mediocre. I hate to say it, but he has been. But he has been mediocre. And but for the love of God, losing John Gruden in the offseason, which, by the way, that is an underrated loss in the offseason. Our essentially defensive coordinator being taken into the Leafs minor league system. That is frustrating. That is frustrating beyond belief. Because Gruden is a fantastic coach. You want to know why our defense was playing so well this season? John Gruden had a piece in it. And for those of you thinking, no, this isn't the John Gruden from football. No, this is I know it is incredible. Two people with the same name can be famous at the same time. Just ask both Sebastian Ahos or both Elias Petterssons how that works, or both Chris Davises in the MLB, or I don't know, both Brandon Marshalls in the NFL as well. Okay, I'm done. But early on, it is evident to everybody that this is going to be one of those games. Honestly, I do not know if either of the refs really have like a history of being frustrating for the Bruins to play against, but they made it clear that they were not going to spare any sort of feelings to the Bruins. Matthew Tkachuk dives in low and almost kicks Parker Wotherspoon, and somehow the Bruins end up on the penalty kill because of it. Like the amount of shit that happens that gets penalized in this game is frustrating. Is frustrating. And like, yes, I know penalties are a natural part of any game, but at the same time, there should not be this many for this little. The Bruins eventually get one back, though. Charlie McAvoy with his first goal not only his first goal, but his first point in 10 games. On an absolute sniper from Matt Grzelcyk. Just beautiful. Just had absolutely just the entire ice open. Frickin' kick your feet up, have a spa day, why don't you, my guy? So that ties it up in less than like 2 minutes later. The Panthers have already taken the 2-1 lead. It is, like I said, it is frustrating. By the way, I cannot be the only one who is frustrated with the fact that Sam Reinhart has 50 goals. Like, is it impressive? Yes, but at the same time, I cannot help but bring up Pastrnak here. Pastrnak is a guy that we are paying $11.25 million over the next 8 years to score goals, and he's being outscored by a guy on the third line in Florida who's making $6.5 on an expiring contract. Now, granted, that is going to parlay into a contract that is going to be hilariously stupid for somebody else. But at the same time, I cannot look at that and not be and not think like, come on, Pasta. And thankfully he hears my frustrations in the second period, which we'll get into that goal. Oh, but first, man, Hampus Lindholm, this is only your first fight in the NHL, and it shows. It absolutely showed. Sam Bennett rocked his shit, picked him back up, and then rocked his shit again. But he got gimped in Smash Bros. Like, he got thrown off the edge, and then, actually, not really gimped. He got freaking spiked. But he got thrown off the edge, and then Bennett came chasing right after him, and Mario forward aired him down to the freaking chasm. But I said that Pasternak was gonna get it. Was gonna redeem himself at some point this game, and he does. It is for his 100th point this season, which is incredible. Fantastic job on hitting the 100-point mark again, Pasternak. He ends up in a puck battle along the end boards. I think Nico Mikkola sends it up and around, and Charlie McAvoy has it. He has it, and he's essentially baiting Matthew Tkachuk, and then just turns around and centers it to he just turns around and centers it to Pasternak, who is right there on the doorstep to push it past Bobrovsky. Amazing job from him. Amazing job from both of them. And so we go into the third period 2-2. Bruins in the third period are a little bit better, but not are still pretty good, but definitely show a little bit of cracks. And no crack is shown more. I really need to choose my wording better. No, the cracks definitely start to show with Carter Verhaeghe just splitting the uprights between Brandon Carlo's legs, and oh my god. The frustrating thing about this game, honestly, is the fact that my sister has a massive, has the biggest hatred for Brandon Carlo because she thinks that he's a massive waste of money. And even though the Bruins won this game, this definitely fuels her confirmation bias. Yes, because this was not a fantastic showing from him, unfortunately. But it's still, Verhaeghe scores. Honestly, the fact that he's at 33 this year is not surprising at all. Lest we forget, this man scored 43 goals last season. Actually, I think it was 42, but still. Oh, this man scored north of 40 goals, and he was the highest scoring player on the Panthers, at least in terms of goals. Verhaeghe is good at scoring goals. Never count him out. Never count him out. A couple penalties is past. Marchand is getting very, very heated this game, and honestly, good. It is very good that our captain is getting pissed off, because he has every right to get pissed off. My God. My God. With how bad the refs were, with how bad the team has been over the past few games, with how frustrating everything has been, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that Marchand is frustrated, and I encourage him to be frustrated because he has every right to be frustrated with the current state of the team. And thankfully, they kind of got their act together this game. How much so? Well, during a delay of game penalty, from Evan Rodriguez is, yeah, good luck getting in Swayman's face when you're in the fucking box, punk. A fantastic clear from Swayman. He ends up getting a secondary assist on this goal. He ends up getting a secondary assist. He gets the secondary assist. Fantastic job. I know that he wants a goal. I know Swayman wants a goal, but a secondary assist is something that I'm sure he's just fine with. And honest to God, I am perfectly fine with this being Swayman's performance tonight. It was enough for us to win. It was enough for us to win, and that's all that I need to really talk about. Even though he had a multitude of boneheaded plays where he only ends up getting bailed out by like Hampus Lindholm or Charlie McAvoy just diving in to make sure that he doesn't fuck up. But in any case, Swayman clears it out to Swayman off of a bit of a shorthanded rush from Florida. That is something I really do not like about. This power play was just the fact that we were getting caved to start. He clears it out to Marchand. Marchand centers it to Frederick, and for the first time in 35 games for him, Frederick just snipes it on the power play, and Bobrovsky does not stand a chance. But that only ties it. We end up winning it on a fantastic drive from the first line, which is legitimately the best part about this game, is that our first line actually showed up. Heinen, Danton Heinen, Pavel Zacha, David Bosnock, fantastic job, all three of you, and Zacha Flocka Flame on this, just on the doorstep here. If Bobrovsky does not cover this pass, if Bobrovsky covers this pass, which he knows he shouldn't, because Pastrnak is way too lethal with the puck to not respect his shot, that we are talking about a completely different game. We are talking about a completely different outcome. If Bobrovsky respects the pass, which he doesn't. He doesn't because he knows he needs to respect the shot. Because David Pastrnak is just that good. For the love of God, we are paying him $11.25 million over the next 8 years. Of course he's good. And Zacha just puts it away. Not entirely though. There's still like 2 minutes left to play, and they are They are heart pounding. Nobody wants Marchand's 400th goal to be an empty netter. But honestly, at that point, I was like, you know what? Just score a fucking goal. Just score a goal. I don't care if it's Marchand's 400th. I know he doesn't want it to be a 400. I know he doesn't want that to be his 400th. I know that nobody else wants that to be his 400th. But at this point, just score a goal. Just score a goal, please. And we don't. Which is frustrating for a multitude of reasons. First of all, that means that Florida is still very much in this game until the last second. And like we have, like last season, I remember the Bruins scoring in the last. The Bruins scoring to go up in the last minute of a game against Florida. This is like in like January, late January, early February. They score in the last minute of the third period to go ahead, and then Florida scores literally in the last second of the game to bring it into overtime, and the Bruins end up losing. So the Bruins are kind of prone to this shit. But more than that, the Bruins have not scored an empty net goal since they hosted Winnipeg, which I feel the need to remind you, that was January 22nd. It has been 2 months since the Bruins have scored an empty net goal. It has been the All-Star break. It has been the trade deadline since the Bruins have scored an empty net goal. And the inability to close out a game like that, it's going to kill you in the playoffs. It's going to kill you in the playoffs. Like, yes, we mimicked Rafiki in that one meme of him just yeeting Simba off of Pride Rock, which, by the way, it is still a fantastic meme. It is a beautiful meme. We killed the fucking cat, but at the same time, this did not instill any sort of confidence. This instilled the confidence in me that we can beat a team that's better than us. Because let's face it, the Florida Panthers at this current point in time are better than us. I had no qualms with saying that. I really hope that you don't either. Not only did this game show that we are capable of beating a team better than, even though this game showed that we are capable of beating a team better than us, it did not instill any sort of confidence within me that we can take a team that is better than us to the brink and win. And we cannot ever feel safe in games. And that's frustrating. That's frustrating, and it's going to make the playoffs even more stressful than they already are. I'm not gonna say more stressful than they need to be, because the playoffs need to be stressful. You are playing for the fucking championship. It is going to be stressful. It is going to be stressful. It needs to be stressful, because those are the fucking stakes. In any case, that is essentially it. That is essentially it for the game, for tonight. Tomorrow might end up being a Thursday episode. I really am. I have plans for tomorrow night, and they are going to, and they might end up carrying over into Thursday morning. Saturday is also going to be like that. I'm going to a party on Saturday. Thank God that there isn't a game on my birthday this year. I would be indisposed. I would be very much indisposed, and that might have been one that I would be completely fine in not making an Into the Den for. I have yet to miss an Into the Den so far. I know Low Qual just got back from from a trip with his fiance, which, by the way, fantastic job to him. Check out Low Quality Bruins fan, and he makes videos after every single Bruins game, just like me. And other than that, go Bees, go Bees. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys Thursday afternoon. Take care.